For the past 21 years, we as a community have gathered in hotel ballrooms and convention centers to celebrate the remarkable and disproportionate contribution made by the Jewish community to the development of the post-apartheid South Africa. Traditionally, as the Jewish Achiever Awards would begin, we would invoke a roll call of past winners. Hallowed names like Donnie Gordon, Natty Kirsch, Sol Kersner, Helen Suzman, Philip Tobias, Brian Joffe, Stephen Kossoff, Adrian Gore, Johnny Clegg, and so many others, as we acknowledge and delight in the extraordinary, the profound, and the vision of so many members of our community in the fields of the arts, the sciences, in sport, business, entrepreneurship, community service, humanitarian endeavors, and leadership. Usually, at the start of the Absa Jewish Achiever Awards, we'd regularly commence with an opening video of the year in review. We planned on showing you the American election campaign culminating in the ultimate victory of Joe Biden and the first woman of color as heir apparent to the White House. We would have rejoiced in the Abraham Accords and the warming relations between Israel and the Muslim world, the UAE, Bahrain, and now Sudan. We would have played clips of the Zondo Commission and laughed and cried at some of the witnesses and mourned the death and sudden resurrection of SAA. More poignantly, we would have marked the once-in-a-generational genius of Chief Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks and lamented his passing. The Yiddish expression teaches us that Mensch tracht und Gott lacht. When people plan, God laughs. When we started planning tonight's event over a year ago, we did not expect to be playing hide and seek with a virus. We did not predict that the world would be gripped in the vice of a worldwide pandemic that has so sadly claimed the lives of so many in our own community as its victims. It is in their memory that this year we commemorate something slightly different. We honor so many in our community who have fought and contributed once again in such an extraordinary and disproportionate fashion in the fight against COVID-19. How is it possible that a community as small as ours has produced people like Professor Barry Shub, who heads South Africa's COVID Vaccine Council, and Professor Lucille Bloomberg and Dr. Cheryl Cohen of the NRCD, who have been instrumental in the fight against the novel coronavirus in South Africa? There be doctors and nurses and psychologists and specialists who have absolutely shone. Organizations, so many organizations like Hatzola, the Chev, the CSO and Ezra in Cape Town, Yad Aron, Cape Jewish Care organizations who've taken responsibility for our own community in Johannesburg and Durban and Cape Town and Port Elizabeth and Pretoria and East London. And then there have been so many Jewish and Jewish-led organizations who have taken care of the needy and the destitute in rural areas and in townships. Organizations like Africa Tikkun has fed literally tens of millions of people around South Africa. Feed SA, Corona Care, Africa Awake, Cadena, African Harvest, Courage, Fingertips of Africa, or organizations like the Angel Network, who, under the leadership of Glyn Wallman, has built a network of thousands of people who have delivered clothing and blankets and food to millions of South Africans. The list of people and organizations is simply endless. No matter where you look, inside every nook and cranny in the fight against the crisis of our generation, our community has seen thousands of Jewish people, business leaders, and humanitarian icons. This year, we cannot just recognize 9 winners. We, as the board of the Jewish Report, feel the need to pay tribute to literally hundreds of South Africans who have been an Or LaGoyim, a light unto the nations. Tonight, we announce our COVID Roll of Honor to recognize and pay tribute to so many South Africans who have sacrificed so much for a better South Africa during the pandemic of 2020. In fact, probably not since the heyday of the struggle against apartheid has there been a moment where we as a community should be more proud of what we have done and achieved. For the past 17 years, Absa have walked this journey with us. We are so delighted that we can join together once again at the Absa Jewish Achiever Awards to recognize what we as a nation can achieve when we work together for the betterment of all the people of South Africa. Our roll of honor and our winners tonight bear testament to a remarkable community, although small in numbers, rich in diversity, overflowing with kindness, generosity, and a passion. We are so delighted also to welcome back Europe Carr, Kia, and the Kirsch family, who join us once again in recognizing the heroes in the battle against COVID. We as a community have some very deep soul searching we need to do. COVID has accelerated everything, and we need to reimagine what our community looks like in a post-COVID era, with shrinking numbers, evaporating resources, and a community battling with the high costs of living and the after effects of an economy in deep peril. To quote the words of Winston Churchill, you should never let a crisis go to waste. So we at the Jewish Report, despite COVID, in fact because of COVID, have continued to publish the South African Jewish Report newspaper in hard copy and online, because that's what our community needed, and because people were locked in their homes, and even though it made no economic sense at all, we started delivering newspapers to people's homes, apartments and townhouses. Inadvertently during COVID, we started a Zoom TV channel that has created a digital town square for our community. A place where you can come kibitz and laugh and bond and learn and teach and be entertained, informed and educated. During the past 8 months, we at the Jewish Report have run more than 65 Zoom webinars for our community. Doctors, psychologists, entertainers, performers, exercise gurus, nutritionists. We have told the story of the Mossad spy from South Africa and heard from survivors of 9/11. We have tackled hard issues, addressed the issue of ISIS in South Africa, gender-based violence, and how to ensure you don't have racist kids. We have also told the remarkable story of the rescue of Ethiopian Jews, the first time black people were taken from Africa, not as slaves, but to freedom. Our interview with modern-day leadership guru Simon Sinek attracted 34,500 people. Our L'chaim toast to the people of South Africa, 32,000 people watching live. How to kickstart the South African economy was so popular that when Tito Mboweni, the Minister of Finance, tried to gatecrash the webinar, there was simply no space to let him in. To date, more than 600,000 people have viewed our webinars for as far-flung places as Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Costa Rica and Brazil. And so all of the money raised tonight goes to support the free publication and distribution of the South African Jewish Report newspaper, its news websites, its webinars, and the remarkable service it provides to our community in South Africa. There are so many people to thank. The remarkable committee who put together these amazing awards, Absa, our title sponsor, and our other amazing sponsors, the 12,000 people who voted for our finalists, the 4 panels of judges and auditors who oversaw the entire process, the amazing board of the Jewish Report, which I'm so honored to chair, a world-class editor and editorial team, a dedicated CEO and sales team. All of these people do what they do to serve you, a community of which we are so tremendously proud. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as the sun sets over South Africa tonight, welcome to the Absa Jewish Achiever Awards 2020. Your host for this evening, superstar, comedian, and the talented Gilly Apter.